Good morning. This is Professor Fleming here from Philadelphia University's MS in Sustainable Design program. And today I'm going to be talking about the integrated design methodology and using design charrettes in academic settings. Throughout the presentation, you'll see photographs sprinkled through that are either of professional design charrettes or activities taking place at PhilaU. So as we move forward, we'll go through. The purpose of this presentation is to orient guests and visitors to the PhilaU charrette process, remove confusion and relieve apprehension about the process, explore the intersection model of cross-studio interactions, and learn more about our program just as a good FYI. And as I said before, you'll be seeing photographs sprinkled through the presentation. The background, PhilaU as a university is moving towards collaborative, active, real-world, and engaged learning methodologies. And this, we think, correlates with some of the MSSD program goals, which is to integrate theory and practice, apply multidisciplinary and collaborative approaches, possess a breadth and skill of professional skills, ethically responsible citizens, and bring innovation to their fields. Not really unique in that sense. Program goals tend to be somewhat general, but our core values are a little bit more specific. We use the transdisciplinary collaborative process. We have inclusive learning environments. We have the integrated design processes that we use for learning and teaching. Ethics is definitely a core value for us. And the goal is to find effective educational models like the Charrette Methodology to innovate around and create curriculum around these values. And so this is another charrette taking place in our building. The origins of the idea of charrette. The charrette is French for the word cart. The students in the École des Beaux-Arts would turn their work in on a cart that would move through the city of Paris. And it turns out, as the legend goes, students would jump on the cart and actually complete their work on charrette or on the cart. And they found that they did their best work in very quick and focused sessions. And so part of the idea of the charrette is to have this concentrated effort towards creating and solving design problems. And so this is the drawing that we use to talk about how students would turn in their work. Now, there's other terms for this. At the urban scale, we have the participatory design process where hundreds of people may be involved in shaping a new community's master plan. A lot of equity and inclusiveness is included in this. And these are some of the public design charrettes that I've been on where lots of different people are participating. At the scale of sustainable design and projects, sustainable designers have adapted the process to the project scale, added more disciplines along the way, added speed to the process, and the result is to collaboratively develop schematic designs for actually buildings and sites, a little different than the urban scale. So professional design charrettes might have all kinds of stakeholders. And let me just get to this diagram. So the diagram on the right shows the array of stakeholders that you might see at a professional design charrette. The dashed lines represent different vetting processes that are used to go through multiple ideas. Ultimately, everybody working together to a common and unified vision and purpose for what a design project can or could be. And so how did we translate that to academia? Well, first we have to organize our charrettes. I'm going to talk to you about how we organize them. We have orientation during a charrette. We have a breakout session during charrettes where we do design work, and then we have vetting sessions where all the stakeholders come together to share the work. And so how does that look? Well, in step one, information download, this is the orientation part. We have all the project rationale, the social cultural goals, guiding principles, program, ecological goals, etc. And the students get practice in transmitting these to groups in quick but effective ways. And this is the information that you'll be using as part of a charrette participant to help to design a process. So site inventory and analysis will also be presented in step one. And then we may have specific directions for each table. In step two, the breakout sessions where we actually do design work, it's a facilitated idea and problem solving session. We're going to develop multiple ideas by multiple participants. And the word no or bad does not exist. Use optimisms and cautions for each idea. The idea is to create an environment where people feel free to express themselves. And so the typical layout of the tables in a breakout session would look something like this, where we have students or participants, we have a problem on the table, and we have an invited guest facilitator or a domain expert taking us through some of these solutions. Step 3 is the vetting process. Each team presents their schemes to the larger audience. Clarifying questions are asked, optimisms are shared, cautions are shared, and then the diagram of what that looks like is you'll have a team up here presenting, you'll have a student taking notes here on newsprint so everybody realizes that their ideas have been shared. There are guest students in the audience, there are students in the audience, there are community members in the audience, and there are domain experts or technical experts in the audience, and of course the facilitators. And everybody is working as a group. This is a very, very different experience from what a formal jury or design review might look like. And the idea, again, is to create a non-hierarchical, inclusive opportunity for everyone to participate, something that's actively engaged by all the students. Then we do a quick reflection on what we learned during the day. People can participate in this or not. There's no typical pressure. These are what some of the charrettes will look like. And I should say here, it's not in the PowerPoint, that charrettes are really messy processes. They don't go in any sort of straightforward or predictable pattern. The framework holds, but what happens within that can be wildly differential depending on who's facilitating and which students are showing up. So it's not, people should not show up expecting a wonderfully smooth process. Some of the images from recent charrettes. This is Andy Maloney from City Planning Office, and this is a large process we're working on right now in West Philadelphia to look at a sustainable eco district for a section of West Philly. And here are some of the tables that are working together. That's Shannon Kaplan, who's one of our domain experts, who's a mechanical engineer working on several LEED Platinum and Zero Energy projects. So what are the roles of the different participants? Guest students participate in the process by offering ideas or insights into the project. Resist the temptation to stay on the sidelines. The host students, that's the MSSD students, have to communicate the context of the project and collect new insights that will help shape that. Draw out comments from guest students during the breakout sessions and encourage guest students to present during the vetting phase. The role of guest facilitators: listen to the information download and offer any insights or feelings that will help the team better shape the project. We call this wiki design. We look at the design process or product as a result of multiple vetting from multiple constituents. Be vocal about your feelings about the project as it stands, much like a crit, but articulate alternative approaches via drawings or words. The word no or bad should not exist, and we should have a discussion about the strengths and merits of each idea. And of course, we want the guest facilitators to present or participate. The role of the host faculty is to make sure the guests come to the charrette with enough understanding about the process so they can participate effectively, hence this PowerPoint. Make sure the table teams are balanced with diverse groups of people, and also to stay on time. Make sure the vetting process is organized and stays on time. The role of the community members or end users should be to help impact the background and context for the project during the information download. Sorry about the typo. Speak up in breakout sessions and participate in the vetting sessions. The role of the domain experts is check the facts and data for background and context. Also shape personal feelings about the project's overall organization. That's my third misspelling. Lead or play second leader at breakout sessions and participate in the vetting process, especially sharing optimism and concerns as related to your discipline. So the ground rules for the charrette: treat everyone with respect as equals. There are no bad ideas, only different ones. Well, maybe there are a few bad ideas, but we can still listen and understand. Try not to dominate the conversation. Try to use your expertise to bring other people in and engage them. Try and get everyone to participate. And remember that it's all about multiple solutions that can be vetted and narrowed down to the best ones. You have to divorce yourself from the results. The ideas and drawings that will be made in this charrette probably won't be the final version that will be in the final project. So you need to divorce yourselves from that. Make sure community members are happy as they are the clients. And here's just a schedule of some of the charrettes that we've had already. We did a mission vision charrette on January 27th, the Green Infrastructure Roundtable on the 1st, Site Response on the 15th. We're going to be doing an Indoor Ecology charrette on the 29th. And later on, we're going to have a mid-review. And finally, we're also going to have a presentation to the Park West community in April. And at the end, we're going to have an open house, not a final jury. So this charrette is part of a series of interactions that the students will have with the professional and the academic communities. Thank you. If you have any questions or would like to comment on this presentation, please send me emails to flemingr@philau.edu. msu.edu. Thank you.